Okay, so today we were going to talk about how the author's what is the author's purpose and message within a story. And then we're also going to talk about how does the structure of the story contribute to the purpose of his story. And so here's a reader's tip I want to read to you. It says, authors of text develop stories to fulfill a specific purpose and communicate a specific message. So when they write their story, they have the purpose of persuading you, informing you, entertaining you, sometimes teaching you something. So they have a purpose. When they start that story, they have a purpose, and they have a specific message or idea that they want you to get from their story. The author's purpose is the reason or reasons the author has written the text. The message of the text is the lesson the author wants the reader to learn. The text structure contributes to the author's purpose and message. Literary texts are written in chronological order so that readers can discern the events in order they have occurred. So a lot of times nonfiction is written in time order so that we can understand it better because it goes from beginning to end. This organization allows the readers to understand the character's actions, thoughts, motivation, and changes. Most texts also have a conflict or problem that is resolved. Together, the organization and the resolution of the conflict allow readers to determine why he wrote the text and determine the message from the story. For example, if an author's purpose in a literary text is to entertain the reader with a suspenseful story, then the characters in the story might encounter a mystery they need to solve, or they might experience a situation that makes tension or makes us kind of nervous. If the message or the text is to understand that friends support one another, then one character may receive a friend's support when he most needs it. And so I wanted to let you watch this quick video, and then we're going to look at a sample question. So this video just kind of explains, like, when you are reading as a reader, what do you need to be thinking about from what the author has written?
Author's purpose and craft is the fifth strand in the revised reading language arts TEKS. This strand requires a student to think like an author, to understand and create text. Author's purpose refers to a main goal in a piece of writing, such as writing to explain, writing to entertain, writing to express an opinion. For example, students will learn that authors often structure texts intentionally in order to accomplish specific purposes. This understanding will aid students in comprehension of text as well as in the creation of text. Author's craft refers to the choices an author makes in developing the text. Author's craft focuses on the techniques and devices applied by the author in the text, such as imagery, structure, or point of view. It's important to note that this strand does not simply focus on the identification of author's techniques, but also the analysis of why and how these techniques and devices are used to accomplish a specific goal. Students will learn to understand and analyze author's craft to draw conclusions about the reasons for the author's approach. In the author's purpose and craft strand, students will experience the connections between the reading and writing processes. Students experience these connections through the analysis and application of various literary techniques and devices. As they examine various elements of author's craft, such as figurative language or point of view, students will also apply these techniques to their own writing. Through the analysis of author's purpose, students learn how an author's message is tightly aligned to the purpose for writing as well as the audience to or for whom the piece is written. Students engage in this analysis through listening to and reading text and responding to text. Students also produce texts in speaking and writing using these concepts to elevate the quality of the end product. The study of author's purpose and craft is key in helping students think critically about what they read and aiding students to become quality writers. Be sure to review the assessment section below for exemplar assessment items that are aligned to each student expectation.
Okay, so on that video, I just wanted you to understand that they want you to be able to think about while you're reading, what is the author writing and why? Like, what was his purpose? So you as a writer in your monster for sale activity, you knew your purpose before you started the story. The purpose was to write a story so that someone would want to buy my monster, so that it was persuasive. Authors do the same thing when they begin their stories. So it question us, and when they write the question, it looks like this. The author wrote the selection mainly to, and you always want to look for those key words like provide information, explain something, persuade, tell the reader about an interesting way. So always look for those key words and circle or mark out which the ones make it right or wrong. The last thing I want to read to you is it says, here are some questions to think about when you're reading so that you can think about what is the author's purpose and what is the author's message. Why did the author write this story? You have to know. Why did they write the story? What message does the author want me to learn after reading this text? So as soon as you finish a story, you should think about, what did he want me to learn? Was it he want me to learn that if it's nonfiction, that all birds are different and unique? If it's a fiction story, did he want me to learn about the importance of having a close friend or having friendships? And then think about the structure. How did he set it up? Did he set it up in like a plot format where there was a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there was a problem and a solution that helps me go in order of the story? Did he set it up in a cause and effect? If it was nonfiction, did he want me to understand the effects of a tornado? Then he probably wrote the story in a cause and effect structure. So you want to think about those things as you're reading, because you as a writer will begin to set your stories up and have those same things in mind as you begin writing.